Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. A while back on Clarks Hill Lake, my second tournament of the year, I had a bunch of you out there, very observant individuals, that noticed I was throwing a crankbait that looked a little bit unusual or was a different crankbait from the ones that I'm generally throwing. And I had a pile of questions in the comment section after that video regarding what that bait was. And at the time, I couldn't tell you. Now I can show it to you. So this is the bait that I was throwing. I got a bunch of prototype ones from Berkley. You can see here's a handful. They probably sent me 10 various colored ones to use, to test out, to try, to play around with. And those were the ones that I was using when I was at Clarks Hill Lake. And I got to be honest with you guys, I've thrown this now at almost every tournament I've been at, and I've had a lot of success. So this little one right here is called the Dime. And the reason I can talk about this is because I just got this sent to me as well in the mail, and this is finished product of the Berkley Dime crankbait. So once I know it comes in the box like this, at this point, I know it's going to market and they're available now. It's a brand new crankbait that they've come out with. A very, very cool one, and one that I feel like really fills a little bit of a void in what the Berkley crankbait lineup was. You know, we've had amazing products the last couple of years coming out. The Berkley Frit-side, unbelievable flat-sided crankbait, wins a pile of tournaments, catches them amazingly well, especially in cold water situations, but works year-round, lots of different sizes in that. And that's a flat-sided crankbait, so tighter wobbling crankbait. Then they came out with the Money Badger last year, which is an absolute favorite of mine. A wide wobbling, extreme hunting crankbait along the lines of the old school wiggle warts. I've had a pile of success on the Money Badger. And then this spring, out of the blue, these prototypes show up and I go to town on them. I mean, this is a bait that really kind of fills the void between the Frit-side as well as the Money Badger. It's meant to have the same action of like your balsa crankbaits, but you have it still in a plastic model. And what that allows you to do is obtain the best of both worlds. You get the balsa-like action, but you get the castability and the durability of a plastic bait. And I got to tell you, the first thing I noticed, the absolute first thing I noticed throwing one of the Dime 6s in that color, which is one of the colors you probably saw me throwing at Clarks Hill Lake, was how you could throw these things so far. Like for a small crankbait, for what would be considered a 6-foot running crankbait, you could bomb this thing every bit as far as some of your largest deep diving crankbaits. It was amazing to me. And it quickly really gave me an advantage to fishing a lot of those really shallow shoals on lakes like Clarks Hill, where you could cover them that much faster because I was making casts twice as long as other similar sized crankbaits. And I was getting a pile of bites. And it wasn't just me. I actually started off practice throwing the Money Badger and the Frit-side just because I have a lot of faith in those. I don't generally like to use a prototype in a tournament situation. We put a lot of money down to do well in those tournaments. And if I don't have confidence in the bait, I generally don't like to use them during practice or during the tournament. But my roommate, Chris Grove, who is also a Berkley pro staffer, called me up one day. He goes, "You got to try the Berkley Dime." So I put one on. I put the colors that he was throwing was this one right here. This is the red swamp craw. And then the other one that was working really well, I don't know if I have it. I don't have it here with me, but it was just a red craw pattern, a brighter red than that one right here. I actually ended up losing mine, and they sent me only one in that color. But I lost that one, so I'll probably end up having to order one because I don't see one in the box here. Unfortunately, the point is, he told me about it. He was catching them really good, and if you go back and watch Chris's video recaps from that, you see that he concentrated a good portion of that tournament fishing the Berkley Dime on shallow shoals for spotted bass and caught a bunch. It didn't become my primary thing because I wasn't catching the quality of spotted bass, but I did very much start off the days catching a limit of spotted bass, throwing these Berkley Dime crankbaits. So it comes in various sizes. You've got a size 4, a size 6, and a size 10. The size 4 runs like in that 4 to 6 foot range. The size 6 is a little bit deeper, 6 to 8, and then 10 to 12 in the Dime 10 size. The patterns are awesome. It has the flash boost technology, the little flash disc, and it's pretty cool because there's a number inside of it, and that number tells you which one it is. So that's a 6, so you know this is a Dime 6. Absolutely fantastic paint jobs. As you can see, like on this craw pattern, you still have a lot of your classic kind of bluegill colored patterns like this, killer gill color, a lot of the classics as well that everybody loves, which is just like a black chartreuse, just a bunch of really cool colors. But this bait has been producing extremely well. The feedback from the other members of the pro staff fishing at pretty much all levels, whether they're pro staff members on the Elite Series or the Major League Fishing Bass Pro Tour or the stuff that I'm fishing, everyone has had extremely good success with it. It is it's a tight wobbling crankbait, but it still runs like a traditional crankbait. So it's not extremely wide wobbling, but it's more of a tight wobble, I'd say. But it dives very, very quickly, so it gets down to its maximum diving depth very, very easily. And like I said, with those extremely long casts that you can make with this, it really becomes a very good tool at covering a bunch of water because you get down to the right depth and then it stays there for a maximum amount of time. But for me, I've had really good success fishing for spotted bass on Clark's Hill. I did catch several fish on it during practice when I was at Lake Eufaula fishing a little bit cleaner water on the lower end or the end close to the dam. I caught a bunch of fish on some long, shallow points that had some rock on it, going down some kind of rocks, just straight banks. It produced very well. I just, again, in practice, went towards the muddy water, so I didn't end up throwing it much. And then since I've been home now, fishing on the river here, it has been slaughtering the smallmouth for me. Fishing any sort of current break that's got a little bit of rock on it, a little bit of riprap in some areas, but the smallmouth seem to be eating it extremely well. So for me, I see this as being a very good mid-range crankbait for me kind of all year long, and I'm looking forward to using it some more. So I was very, very excited when I ended up getting this entire box of them sent to me because ultimately I really like it, and I've gone through a bunch of the prototype ones that they sent me. So the fact is they are available now, so you guys can head out to pick them up if you're interested. If you are a crankbait fisherman, I highly recommend checking these out. They've been very, very productive for myself and a lot of other individuals. I'll put the link to the Tackle Warehouse site so you guys can go check them out as well. But I gotta tell you guys, it's just another really good crankbait that Berkley team has come up with. I'm very impressed, and I am looking forward to using them some more. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate all of you, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please hit that subscriber button and stay tuned. We'll have a new video coming out tomorrow for you.